Ever look at Marilyn Monroe or Sophia Loren in an old Hollywood movie and think, damn, why don't we dress like that anymore? Where has all the glamour gone? And how could I possibly get a little bit of that glamour in my own wardrobe in 2025 without feeling outdated or costumey? Well, this might be the video for you. This bombshell style profile that I have created for this video is one that you can put your own little twist on and add your own little quirks into. This is just the blueprint, the bare bones of what it means to have bombshell style, and then you can go forth and embellish it however you wish. This style is not for everyone, so proceed with caution. You have been warned. Hey bombshell, my name is Hayley. Welcome back to my channel. This channel is all about glamour, beauty, and old Hollywood bombshells. So if that's something that you're interested in, then do consider subscribing to this channel for more content like this. So there are a few books that inspire all my videos, but one of these books truly, completely stands out from the rest. And that is the Bombshell Manual of Style by Laren Stover. This has become somewhat of a Bible for my channel. And I think for this video about bombshell style in particular, it is very relevant. So just know that my idea of a bombshell and the bombshell's style is heavily inspired by this book. So a lot of what I'll be talking about in this video will be in reference to the Bombshell Manual of Style. So without further ado, let's get into the bombshell's style profile. So number one rule for the bombshell's clothing is that it must be tight. The bombshell likes to wear very fitted clothing that accentuates her body and curves. She does not hide her body. And that doesn't mean wearing things that are too skimpy or look uncomfortable. It's all about looking super comfortable and relaxed, just like naturally a goddess when she walks into a room, because she's so comfortable in her own body and things are just fitting her tight and she literally looks like Aphrodite. So that's kind of the concept of the tight clothing. She's supposed to look very effortless and womanly. It's a very womanly style, the bombshell style, right? I feel like there's girly girl style, and then the more mature version of that would be the bombshells style. And so I feel like people like Dita Von Teese, Edie Britt from Desperate Housewives, those are very bombshell in the modern era kind of women, right? Also another one would be Monica Bellucci. Obviously they all have very different style, but a common thread through all of them is that they incorporate these bombshell elements that I will talk about in this video to a T. They are absolute bombshells and their style really reflects that. So no matter what your body looks like, it's about accentuating your curves and your femininity. So they like to wear cinched waists all the time, pencil skirts, fitted sweaters, and if they are wearing something loose, because of course, we're all women. Every once in a while, we want to wear something loose. It's got to be in a really sexy material, or it's got to be like a big oversized white shirt, like you're wearing your boyfriend's shirt, you know, one of those hot shirts where you have like big bedroom hair and a big baggy white shirt. So the bagginess has to be a little bit sexy. It has to be a little off the shoulder. It has to be satin or something kind of cheeky, but most of the time the bombshell is wearing very fitted clothing. So it is not for the faint of heart, because sometimes you don't want to wear fitted clothing. And so the dedication to the bombshell style can sometimes be difficult. While the bombshell does like to wear really fitted clothing, she still absolutely respects any occasion at hand. Okay, she's not going to look really, really sensual and sexy at the wrong occasion. But at the same time, she is not going to dim her sparkle for anyone or for any occasion. So when she goes to her day job, she's still going to look like a bombshell, but it's just not necessarily going to be up to the max like she would on a date or for certain occasions that call for being a little bit more sexy. But of course, the bombshell is all about sensuality, so it's always an element of what she's wearing. So she'll be wearing a lot of nude colors. Also, she likes to wear bright reds too, because that's obviously really loud and sexy. And also something that's a little bit daring that a bombshell might do. Now, not every bombshell will do this, but she'll wear like a cheetah print, a leopard print, something that says like something animalistic, right? Something, maybe a zebra print or a leopard print. I find leopard print really sexy, and I've kind of always been scared to wear it, but I recently got this dress and it's from Opoly. It's not even from a vintage brand. It's a very modern brand, but in my opinion, this dress does have some vintage elements to it, which I love, because something about the Bombshell, which you must know, is that she loves vintage style and vintage fashion, and a lot of what she does is inspired by the original Bombshells, who were from the 40s, 50s, and 60s primarily. Okay, think Jane Mansfield, Marilyn Monroe, Jean Harlow. Those are the OG Bombshells that we are basing this style profile off, but we're just going for a little bit more of a modern version of it. So it might be things like more sequins or pastel colors, or things that wouldn't necessarily be associated with those eras. Anyway, the Opoly dress that I bought recently is perfect for the Bombshell style profile, because what it does is not only does it have that beautiful mermaid skirt, but it also has a really nice detail on the chest, which is a little bra peeking out, a little black bra underneath, which is so sexy. And I have seen Dita Von Teese do this, and of course she owns a lingerie brand, so she's very lingerie forward, which is such a Bombshell thing to do. So she has done it as well. I will put some pictures up here to show you, because I just find this element of the dress so Bombshell, so reminiscent of the vintage Bombshells, the OG Bombshells. And yeah, I like using the word bombshell a lot, if you haven't noticed. So throughout this video, I will reference things as being so Bombshell. So you know, if you don't know what that means, then just watch my other videos, because I talk about being a bombshell at length in all of my other videos. But leopard print is definitely ultimate Bombshell vibes, and especially with the little peeking bra detail, that is so sexy and so Bombshell. I adore it so much. And it just goes to show that even on websites like Opoly, that would traditionally be associated with, you know, mainstream clothing, very 2025 vibes, you can still find little elements of bombshellism everywhere. They remain. They absolutely remain, and you just have to find them. You don't have to shop on all of those vintage inspired websites, or you don't have to shop vintage necessarily to achieve that bombshell aesthetic. It's all about having the eye for it, knowing what to look for, and knowing the little elements to tick off that really make the outfit bombshell. Like, something to me that is really bombshell but wouldn't necessarily outwardly come across as bombshell initially is a suit. Basically a woman's suit with a skirt and a blazer. But the really important thing about the suit is it has to have a sexy element. So you have to have like a few buttons down on your shirt underneath, or maybe no shirt underneath. You have to have maybe a pastel blue color like Marilyn Monroe's suit in Niagara. That's an example of a really sexy suit. Another woman who does bombshell suits really well is Monica Bellucci. There are so many examples of her wearing a bombshell suit, and she just looks so bombshell in it, and it's because of those elements. The materials of the suit and the fit of the suit is so important, and also the hair and makeup and heels and the other stuff that you add to the suit. So it's not office suit, okay? It's not office siren we're going for here. It's got to have that little element of bombshellism that we're looking for. Another material which a bombshell absolutely adores, which I'm sure you can imagine, is fur. So it doesn't necessarily have to be real fur, better if not. Although if you are buying vintage, you're almost certainly going to run into real fur, but no fear, there's a lot of faux fur out there these days, and it looks beautiful in my opinion. It doesn't have to be anything crazy, and something that is very not modern, but something that I think can go really well in a modern woman's wardrobe is a little fur shawl for when it's cold outside and you still want to wear a bombshell dress, okay? Because of course we're going to want to wear a bombshell dress, no matter if it's really cold and it's winter or it's summertime. But for the winter time, You want to get a fur shawl that's going to just cover your shoulders a bit, and it's just an accessory that makes you move in a more bombshell way. So if you get maybe a white fur little shawl, I have a white one that I got on Amazon actually. So they're very inexpensive. They're not real fur, obviously. I'm sure that would look a lot more luxurious, but look, this doesn't look cheap in my opinion. I think this looks good. There's a lot of elements to bombshellism as well that kind of teeter on the cheap or trashy side of things, especially the early 2000s bombshell looks, and especially of course with leopard print, right? Leopard print is always slightly trashy as well, but there's something about the bombshell that is a little bit trashy because she's kind of like she's for adults only, you know. She's quite mature and womanly and sexy, obviously. So with that sensuality comes maybe a slight dose of trashiness, even though she's not full on early 2000s trashy. She still has those elements, right? And like I mentioned before, I think Edie Britt would be a perfect example of this. I don't think her outfits are super trashy, but she does meet the bombshell criteria. I especially love that she has silk sheets. She wears beautiful nightwear. She wears silk shirts a lot, and she wears suits a lot too, which I feel like are super, super bombshell. She also wears those really nice kind of fine materials, the materials that feel like butter on your skin, that can be really sensual to wear, right? It can be a sensual experience to wear those things, and so it becomes fun and enjoyable to wear them. And another kind of level of that would be to choose the correct undergarments where you're going to be really comfortable, because that's a really important element of the bombshell style. Is it's so over the top, it's so glamorous and extra, but it has to look natural and nonchalant at the same time. So a lot of that is wearing nude colors and kind of muted things that are kind of suggestive and pared back, but there's also that element of sparkle added in there as well. But underneath it all is very important that you wear comfortable undergarments that are going to complement your figure, going to make your body look its best way possible, and are also going to look really good when you take the clothing off, okay? Things that are going to last a long time, be really good quality. You know, the bombshell does have kind of a passion for lingerie. Think Dita Von Teese, right? She has her own lingerie line. That's how much of a total bombshell she is. And so she does have that eye for finer things when it comes to lingerie. Some beautiful silk demi bras or some lace eyelet bras. Those are things that the bombshell absolutely lives for. And also, of course, really sexy panties. And she gets everything from these pretty boutiques that have, you know, classic decor inside, things that signal quality and prestige. But the bombshell is also no stranger to a nice Victoria's Secret haul. And that's more something that's realistic for me these days. I do like roaming into Victoria's Secret and getting a bit of inspiration and just picking up some underwear that will elevate the outfits that I wear, right? Because there's something about wearing something really sexy underneath that nobody knows about, but you do. And therefore, you move about the world completely differently. And that is so bombshell. Bombshellism is a mindset, okay? It's very much about how you behave and how you see the world and yourself as a woman. It's incredibly important to have sensuality be a part of your everyday life. And so things like comfort and beautiful lingerie are very important elements in the bombshell style wardrobe. So when it comes to clothing, think about it like this. The bombshell, she wants to dress up every single day. The bombshell is the adult version of her childhood fantasies. So she wants to be elaborate and extra and approach the day with glamour and beauty and excitement and extravagance in mind. She wants to create her own little world of glamour around her at all times. And so even when she's going to bed, she's not going to just wear a t-shirt and some old tracksuit bottoms. She's going to wear a beautiful pajama set. She's going to wear a beautiful and very extra robe. She's going to add those little elements into her life that make her whole style a character, a larger than life character. That's how intricate you have to get with your own personal style as a bombshell. It has to be something that's greater than you. I mean, if you think about a bombshell like Jane Mansfield, she was a whole character. Her whole personality and her style came together to create something that became an archetype. When you think about the word bombshell, or when I do at least, I think about Jane Mansfield. I also think about Marilyn Monroe. I think she definitely was a big OG bombshell, and her style is definitely very inspirational for me. She was the type of woman to wear things a little too tight. That was very important for her. No matter what movie she was making or what premiere she was attending, she would make sure that they would have the clothes so tight on her body. I mean, she was so sure that she loved tight clothing that she wore nothing but that beautiful, iconic dress when she sang "Happy Birthday, Mr. President" to the president. She wore that dress with nothing on underneath, just completely nude. That's how much of a bombshell she was. She wore that dress and it would stick to her body so tight. It basically was like she was naked, just glimmering under the lights. And so that story alone is just so bombshell, okay? It's so bombshell. Something that the bombshell will never forget about is her feet, okay? The bombshell knows that feet are sexy and shoes are supposed to accentuate sexiness, okay? So they've almost always got to be heels, but they don't have to be super high heels. The key is that they have to be the type of heels that you can be comfortable in, because again, comfort is so important to the bombshell. She has to look like she is naturally, nonchalantly a goddess. It has to be like a character from a movie. She has to be ethereal. She has to be otherworldly and transcending reality. So she can't be stumbling around uncomfortable in a pair of heels that are causing her feet a lot of pain. She wants to take care of her feet because feet are sexy. So she wants the shoes to be quite dainty and nude. She loves a mule, and she loves shoes that are just have like a tiny little strap, maybe a nude shoe, a black shoe. She likes to have shoes that are going to last as well, but are also going to be very comfortable, that she can dance in. Marilyn Monroe's favorite designer shoes were Salvatore Ferragamo's. She had a lot of them. And of course, she famously would even shave one heel to be slightly shorter than the other so that it would give her hips an extra sway as she walked. So again, shoes are such a massive element in the bombshell style to create that walk. And I feel like my walk is so much better when I'm in heels. So I almost always wear heels. But the bombshell does have some ballet flats and shoes like that in her wardrobe as well. It's just heels really do it for the bombshell. Heels really complete the look. I mean, when you're wearing a tight dress or a tight skirt, like all you want to do is that elevation to kind of lift everything up and make your posture better and just make you look really hot. Heels are just super attractive, and I think every woman can feel that when she wears them. It's just about finding the ones that are going to be quite comfortable, that you can wear every single day and you can dance in. It's very important that you have heels that you can dance in. So I hope you got some inspiration from this video about how to have bombshell style in the modern world and how to kind of elevate your current look to make it more glamorous, more bombshell, more sexy and sensual. These things are completely timeless. There will never not be a time where sensuality in a woman isn't beautiful, isn't something that's incredibly enjoyable when she embraces that for herself. At the end of the day, it's all about you. It's all about how it makes you feel. And I gotta say, the modern bombshell look makes me feel amazing. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one. Bye. Mwah.